Alrighty, everybody, good morning. We are currently at the Zayres. Picked up the couple extra items I needed. We were over at the Staples over there a little bit ago. See, we've got everything right there, right there, right there. Yep, okay. Alright, so time to head back to the yard. See, one advantage of having the car here at the terminal, but not that that's a restriction, guys. If you set it up right, you can use personal time driving on your trucks. You just have to do a full pre-trip inspection just before you start your 36-hour. That way, you know, you've got a full 24 hours that you can use that personal driving in without having to do another pre-trip and screwing up that 36. And that's how that's done. But, no, it's just much easier with the car, thank God. So, anywho, we're heading back to the yard now. I've got to unpack this stuff and we're going to have lunch. Alright, hey guys, okay, so not much video-wise happening, so I'm putting these next little clips in, and here I go with my hand again, in for the vlog today, you know, a little bit of question and answer, mainly because it was a reset, there wasn't much to do, I didn't have much video, so I decided to put this in here instead, so there you go. Alright, so, okay, question we had from Mr. Easy Money 9. Okay. Basically, I guess I forgot to mention it in last week when it happened. But he says, well, what happened to the truck, air compressor, air leak, computer, or all three? You know, when I had to get towed there. They ended up replacing the governor. First they thought it was the head on the air compressor, but then all they ended up doing was replacing the governor. And that was, ooh, beep, 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 beep. Okay, shut up. Yeah, so that's all they ended up doing was replacing the governor. But the sad part is, you know, I could have probably made it to the truck stop, which would have saved them a tow job, but who knows. Anyways, it was covered under warranty, which is good too from Chrysler. So I'm guessing the tow job is covered under warranty too then. So, you know, I got my new hat on. Yeah, so look at chrome, flames. Alright, yeah, so, but it took all freaking day. You know, I broke down in the morning, got towed there. I was there, I think it was like 10:30, 11 o'clock. And it was like 4:30-ish in that neighborhood. Almost 5 o'clock, I think. Actually, it was probably closer to 5 before they got me inside. Guess I can't complain too much in a way, but, you know, it was sort of in a out-of-the-way place is where this dealer was. And, you know, no hotels or anything nearby. So had it, you know, had to been overnight, then I would have been screwed. So, wow, probably would have taken a cab to the hotel or whatever. But anyways, it wasn't anything major. But it just goes to show, you know, even a small part can ground you. So, there you go. Alright, okay, so another question that I get asked a lot, and this is coming from Jason. I don't even know how to pronounce your last name, Jason, so I'm not even going to try. I don't want to butcher it so bad that, you know, you laugh at me. Which, you know, people do that once in a while. So, okay, so Jason basically says he's thinking of getting into trucking, blah, blah, blah. Would you happen to know what companies have training schools, and also what are the vision requirements for new drivers in the U.S.? Okay, well, number one, you have to, for your vision, you have to get a hold of your DOT for your state. Find out, number one. I can't tell you because I don't know. I live in Canada. I'm a Canadian driver. What are good companies? Now, this is the big question I get asked all the time. Guys, and I'm going to repeat it. I'm probably going to repeat it 100 times between now and God knows when. So, I'm kind of getting used to repeating this one. Go to the Facebook page. The link is down below. BigRigTalk Facebook page. Post the question there. But don't just say what are good companies to go work for. Mention where you live. You know, what state, what city. Ask what's good near you. You know, because you don't want to live in North Carolina and go to a trucking school in Arizona. Okay? So if you're going to make the question vague, you're going to get a vague answer. So you need to put where you live, you know, what, not just the state, but what major city you're near. And, you know, there's enough people on the Facebook page, you're going to get a decent answer. People will chime in. I can't help you because I'm not an American. I don't have a U.S. driver's license, and I didn't get my training in the U.S. Yes, I drive in the U.S., and, you know, my website, everything is about Canada, U.S., and, you know, Europe and Australia and that, but that doesn't mean I know anything about it. So we rely on the viewers and the followers and whatnot to chime in and help out. So go to the Facebook page, guys. Okay? Also, don't forget the website, BigRigTalk.com, www.BigRigTalk.com. There's lots of new stuff there, and there's going to be lots of new stuff coming. So go there, check it out. All right, I know it's upside down. I don't know, can I turn the camera? I suppose I could, eh? Oops, that's in the way. Okay, there. Now it's upside right. I never said I was incredibly bright. Okay, so that's another question people keep asking me is, what kind of cooler do I have? Okay, I got the Coleman 40 quart sitting on my seat, in my junk pile here. One thing, and you'll see here, that's the plug there. I've had to replace the original plug now twice. This is the second or third plug off. You know, I had the original, then I replaced it, and the one that I had on there, I guess, wasn't that great. I found this one, which is really good, which has metal clips where the wires join together. So, anyway, yeah, they have an issue of heating up the plugs, the factory. At least this one did. So I don't know if there was a problem with this cooler, because I know some guys that have the exact same cooler, and they've had it for a couple years and never had a problem with it. So, and this thing will freeze stuff. Trust me, it will. If you're not careful. If you keep the cab too cool all the time, man, you're going to have stuff frozen and ice in there. So, really good cooler. They're about $139 in Canada. If you watch, you can get a sale at Walmart. You might be able to get them for about $100. That's what I paid for this one, $99, $98, whatever it was there when it was on sale. Truck stops in the U.S., I think they're 120 to 130, could be 139, I don't remember. They're not a cheap cooler, okay, but they are a good cooler. So, don't say, oh, you know, I don't want to spend that much money and then end up spending like $70 or $80 for the little dinky coolers that hold 3 soda cans and an apple. You're not going to be very happy with that, trust me. Get yourself a good sized cooler, guys. You know, that way you can store a week's worth of food in there and then some, you know. So, you know, milks and meats and cheese and butter and whatever, yogurt and, you know, dinners and frozen, you know, leftovers, etc. So, yeah. So, I got the Coleman 40 quart. Remember that. 40 quart. I don't know why they call it a 40 quart, but that's what it is. So, I guess it holds 40 quarts of something. It sounds like alcohol, like a drinking problem, but no. Okay, so this next question we have is from Daniel Nichols, okay? Now, he put the comment on one of my videos and he says, ProStars are my least favorite trucks. But you didn't specify why. So that's kind of a vague comment. You're not telling us why you don't like the ProStars. Is it the layout inside? Is it the way the truck rides? What is it that bugs you about the ProStar? So I'm hoping you get back to us on this video, and you leave a comment, and you tell me what you don't like about the ProStar, okay? It's just because I'm curious, because he says he'd rather drive a Freight Shaker or a Pete. So I'm not sure what it is about the ProStar he doesn't like. One of the most common things I get, and people do this all the time, is they associate the powertrain, the engine, and the transmission, and the rear ends with that make of truck. And I have a feeling this is maybe what this is. You know, you can't, okay? Whatever engine, transmission, rear end, gearing has nothing to do with the truck itself, okay? So if you're going to dislike a truck, dislike it for either its layout, the way it rides, the cupboards or the spacing inside, the bunk, whatever. But don't dislike it because the truck's got no power, or it shifts like crap, or it's got no torque, it can't pull heavy loads, blah, blah, blah. That kind of stuff, you got to blame on your company, because that means your company didn't spec the truck out properly. They went El Cheapo and got all the cheapest components they could get and didn't spec the power out properly to pull the proper loads. So that has nothing to do with the make of the truck. But I don't know, that might not be the reason. So I am hoping that Mr. I forgot his name already. I knew it was Daniel, but Daniel Nichols will get back to me and tell me what it is about the ProStar he doesn't like. I'm not trying to pick on you or anything, Daniel. I'm just curious, because I really like the ProStar. I think it's laid out well. I mean, I would like a better gauge package in mine, because it's got the 4 spots here. That would be nice if it had the better gauge package, but, you know, hey, what the hell. It rides nice. It's got a good amount of room. Lots of storage space, so I mean, I like it for that, but everyone likes different things, so please, Daniel, get back to me. He also put in about people learning how to shift, and he says he would float the gears first before double clutch. Reason being that floating, you can feel the gears, and I couldn't read the rest because it's on my phone and I couldn't get to the comment section. But either way, I'm going to have to disagree with you there, Daniel, because a driver who's not used to the shift pattern, and I'm going to guess that you know how to drive already, so that's why you're saying this. Someone who is not familiar with the shift pattern, not familiar with the RPM range and the torque range of the truck and whatnot, if they're trying to float the gears, they are going to destroy that transmission in no time flat. Okay? No, they need to be using the clutch at first. Get comfortable with the truck, get comfortable with the power of the truck, get comfortable with the shift pattern, get comfortable with the shift range, with the RPM range, okay? Once they get that, yes, I agree, they should be taught how to float the gears, but you got to remember, some companies don't like it when you do that, okay? So, but still, all drivers should learn it in a way. I don't agree with you on they should learn floating the gears first, because I guarantee you they're going to tear up a transmission pretty badly. So, guys, don't pay attention to Daniel on that comment. You need to learn how to shift the truck properly, double clutching. Plain and simple. All right, as I said, dinner, Swedish meatballs tonight. I know, looks delicious, doesn't it? Yeah. Trust me, it really is delicious. I love it. So, anyways, we're eating dinner. We're watching Harry Potter, and we'll talk to you in a bit.